What you don't see is you can see the whole white paper around there and what you can do with the whole white paper. Instead, people will actually focus on that dot. So what I'm trying to say is we mostly focus on what we don't have, and yet we're not focusing on what we still have because we are all not the same. We don't go through the same journey. I may have lost my sight. It's only sight, but I still have other things that I can leverage on. I still have my voice. I still have my mind to think, ability to learn. I have my experience. I still can walk. I still can move my hands. Why don't I make the best out of this? But what I want them to do is I want them to highlight what you still have, because from there, you will find your own way to solve your challenges. Because once you start to highlight and be grateful, recognize your asset, you'll see your way out.
Welcome to another episode of Waves of Wisdom. Today, here in Kuala Lumpur with me is a very important person who has found her purpose in life in speaking, training, and coaching arena. Today, I had the pleasure of attending the MEPS convention, and she gave a brilliant keynote. We are going to talk about growth, resilience, and finding the purpose with none other than Aleena. Aleena, how are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you, yes, for inviting me for this podcast session. Looking forward to it.
Thank you for being on my podcast. And today's your speech really touched my heart. So I thought I should interview you on the podcast because you are one thing you mentioned really resonated with my theme of the podcast as well. And you heard me speaking as well today.
Yeah.
So how have you been?
Everything is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell for the benefit of our audience, can you tell how you were telling about how you found your purpose in speaking and certain events in your life led to it? Can you tell a little bit about how that happened?
Well, okay. So just to share with the audience that, I was a graduate from Multimedia University here in Malaysia itself, which is I graduate in digital media. And I am a person way back then was very keen of outdoors. And I'm quite independent actually. And I actually always looking forward to travel and see the world. And so after graduate, I got my first job with HSBC. And later after that, I came back to my hometown in Sarawak, where I worked with another bank, which is a Maybank. And that was like nearly 10 years. And everything just goes so well. And only after that, like something just happened, which is I was diagnosed with the glaucoma itself. And can you just imagine that was my pivotal moment where, everything things that seems too good and you can definitely plan, but it just turned uncertain and changed just like that. So that's one moment, everything else, like this is how my life looks like ever since then. All my mom and dad and my sisters and brothers, they're all off to work. Home is just so empty and it's so quiet. And that whole quietness actually got me thinking. It got me thinking and wonder how my future is going to be. At the back of my mind, I actually have this vision of myself.
You decided?
Looking old and frail, but still sitting exactly on that very spot in that same room. And I'm still thinking, but then the thinking is different. When is it going to end? So then that's when I just come back to the reality and snap back that, no, this is not the future I want. I won't let my circumstances change my future, but I will change my circumstances. That's when I start to have my purpose, which is I want my life back, despite whatever happens. As you can see, like Viktor Frankl said, quote, when we are no longer able to change our circumstances, we are challenged to change ourselves. So that actually kept me going to get my life.
So basically, from the discovery of this by the doctor, how long it took, how many months or years you had your vision until you lost it?
After I was diagnosed, it takes around 5 years for me when I lost it completely. And that's when I decided, I started to learn the voiceover, where it allowed me to use the laptop again. Which I would say is not that easy because I'm not sure, let me just make the audience imagine this. Each and every click that you do with your mouse, that actually requires a keyboard command. So from what you know is Control B is for bold, Control U is for underline. That's only a simple keyboard command. And there's a lot more to browse the net, to compose an email, to do your work on the Excel sheet and the Microsoft Word and you name it, the rest. And there's hundreds more I have to memorize just in order for me to do everything on the laptop. So yeah, it was a struggle in the beginning, but because I am just so clear of my purpose and why, that actually kept me going despite whatever disappointment, whatever people that not believing in me. But I always believe the only limit exists are the one in your own mind. And that's the reason why my dream is so big and I can't even see, the obstacle seems too small to me. So I keep on pursuing what I want to do.
Amazing story, Aleena. So basically you saw one of the most important senses a human being can have, right? Is coming to an end. I can't even imagine it. Even when I say that, when I try to imagine, I can't even imagine what you must have gone through that 5 years. So how you kept that reality alive and kept on convincing yourself, and what did you do to get prepared for the worst days?
Well, because, we as a human, you always see things. Okay, imagine this a picture and there's a dot in the middle. If I ask you, or most people, what do you see? What do you see? You'll
see the dot. Most people will see the dot.
What you don't see is you can see the whole white paper around there and what you can do with the whole white paper. Instead, people will actually focus on that dot. So what I'm trying to say is we mostly focus on what we don't have. And yet we're not focusing on what we still have. That's the reason why just now I was talking about self-acceptance is about actually recognizing your assets. You actually have more on what you don't. So once you start to highlight of what you still have, you get to see a bigger picture on the things that you can do instead of what you don't. Because we are all not the same. We don't go through the same journey. I may have lost my sight. It's only sight, but I still have other things that I can leverage on. I still have my voice. I still have my mind to think, ability to learn. I have my experience. I still can walk. I still can move my hands. Why don't I make the best out of this? And
I still talk.
And I can't compare myself to others too because different people have different challenges. But what I want them to do is I want them to highlight what you still have because from there, you will find your own way to solve your challenges. Because once you start to highlight and be grateful, recognize your asset, you'll see your way out. Not looking at what you have lost, not looking at what you don't have, look at what you still have and what you currently have and start to build from there.
A very positive way of thinking. And so it's very important. I think we concentrate on, like you're saying, we concentrate on what we have, but not what we don't have. A lot of people are worried and in their life and they're always complaining about what they don't have, right? But in fact, everybody has their own superpowers in what they have.
Exactly.
Right. So I think you're a great example of how that you have turned around that. So this was like when this transformation happens in your life. It was right after college, right?
What do you mean?
Like at what age around?
I was 28.
So you have already understood, you have already built a career by then.
Exactly. Imagine at 28, we are about to climb the corporate ladders and was planning, I'm going to see the world, going out for a date maybe and, meeting up with friends. But I don't have that much of opportunity to do that.
So let me ask this question. How is your life now after that experience?
Wow. After that experience, I think I love my life more now than back then. I was thinking, wow, why I wasn't like that back then, But that's the thing. When God actually gave you something, it's actually a sign. But it's up to you how you look at it. Like I said during the speaking, there's no good or bad in what happened to us. It's how you choose to see it. So it's your choice to see it differently, either negative or positive. You see, if you see it positive, find that positive. What actually God or the universe or the creator is trying to tell you. There must be something good to you that you have to look and search for it. And now my life is like, as you can see, I mean, I'm going out and meeting people. And I still do, despite without sight, I still go hiking and kayaking across the sea. And I still travel and do training and meeting new people most of the time, which is way back then I was in the office and meeting the same people and doing the same thing. So which is personally, I am a person who actually like to go out and meet others and like to do different things and go to travel to different places because I just like new stories and I love to learn from others. You see, because we will keep on growing when we learn from others too and we listen to other stories. That actually creates the humble within me because I get to understand that all of us, we have different challenges. And when we learn from others, we learn that our journey are totally different and when our journey are different, our challenges are different. So in a way, now that I'm doing training, resilience, I created like a resilience identity framework, which is I like to address to each and everyone. You have your own resilience identity that you need to have. Like the framework that I have is only a guide for you, but it's not specifically what applies to me will apply to you. Because what motivates me doesn't mean it motivates you. So I would like you to identify your own resilience identity throughout that training. So there's a reason why now I'm actually doing that training now for the resilience identity framework, which is each and every one of you, you have your own resilience identity. Now it's a matter for you to find out your own resilience identity. What actually is the meaning of your life? Because, you know, we are living in a life which is so autopilot and routine. So when challenge hit, people forget what is the meaning of your journey. That actually makes people down. In order for you to bounce back, you need to find that meaning.
So basically, how do you define resilience? It is whatever happens, you have to be prepared for it, or what?
No, it's not about being prepared for it. Resilience is about every time, whatever hits you, you keep on bouncing back.
All right.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it has to be instant. But you need to understand. You can take your time to understand, but you keep on bouncing back. It's okay for you to be down because we are human, right? There are times we are down, but there are times you just take your time. You need to recharge and reset.
So you had my speech today as well, right? So what do you think about becoming unretirable? You think you are unretirable?
No. I mean, will something happen to you will make you retire? There's actually the limit that you put on yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be age to retire. It doesn't have to be something that, you know, difficult things or like either being disabled, even someone like quit you from a job. Will that make you retired? The one that makes you retire is only you. If God hasn't given up on you, why would you given up on yourself?
How do you see your future?
Well, I'll be continue doing this.
Because you love it?
Yes, I love it. It's just that at first I just live my life as usual. You know, like
as much
as much as possible as in I do my work, I do my stock trading at home.
Is there anything which a normal person who can see or do which you cannot do right now in your space of life, work and everything?
Okay, what do you mean?
For example, what I'm asking now, you are not working in a corporate job, right?
Okay.
You're working on your own. But you also mentioned that you are doing stock trading and things like that.
Oh yeah, that is my part-time at home because I just like the challenge. I just like the risk. But I do go and meet clients, do presentation. I do inform them about what I do, send out proposal, email, the usual, what we do. So so my future is the reason I want to be a speaker because I want people to know that there's a hope. You see, there's a hope that no matter what happened to you, you can go through this. And this is what I get each and every time after I speak. At first, it was not my intention to be a speaker because I live like how the rest of people live. I travel alone. I do this and that. I cook. I don't know. You name it on the laptop. I was working, browsing the net, buying my tickets, shopping. I watch my movie on Netflix because it's on audio description. I still love watch my movies. And then when I travel most of the time, you know, the assistant, the Air Asia assistant always asks me, why don't you share your story? And I ask, what do you want me to share my story? Yeah, because despite you with or without sight, you still do what you do. Not everyone will be like that. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that because I just go and do, like I'm meeting my friends there. I do this and do that, you know? why do I have to share? It's like, because despite whatever you're going through, you still do what you do. It's like, okay, let me try this. So that's when I start to try and speak on stage. Like I said, you don't have to be great to start.
Yeah.
You just have to start to be great. When I start to speak, it was not perfect, but I just share a simple story. This is what I do. And after that, it's like, it's only after the talk, it's like people keep on coming to me and say, thank you so much for the story. Now I get to see that whatever the problem I'm going through, I can manage it. I can deal with it. It's like, wow, I didn't realize that.
I think the impact is that. So that is how sometimes we were talking earlier also about, how God or the universe, how God actually sometimes take away something from you as a gift, so you can give it back as example for others, and others get inspired by it, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it's kind of a blessing in disguise,
it is. I
isn't
mean, yeah, it's. I'm not sure, but someone it's because I would say it's a gift from God.
Yeah.
Because the way I see it, my life would be totally different if this didn't happen.
Yes.
Because God knows what is better for us.
Yes.
Allah said, "You always things happen to you. There's a better to it.
Yes.
It's how you choose to see it."
Yes.
So there's always greater things that is going to happen, So if we believe in that, I always believe in that. So I was looking, what was the better thing? So I found it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was surprised, like, wow. And I
think
I'm just so,
even the hadith is about, like, there's good in everything.
Exactly.
You just have to find that good.
Yes.
Yeah. I heard this one Sheikh was saying, I think it was Sheikh Mufti was saying that when something doesn't happen according to your plans, say Alhamdulillah. And when something happens according to your plans, say Alhamdulillah twice.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah.
I always believe in that. So I was looking for, what was that? That's the reason why they always say we have to be grateful.
Yeah.
When we start to be grateful, you look at what you still have. You see, when you look at what you still have, you can see a bigger picture.
Yes. Yeah. So now, how you talk about resilience, right? I think it's very important because people are going through so many things in the world every day, right? I mean, they have their own challenges, the economic challenges, the wars and whatnot going on in the world, right? So what is your message on resilience for leaders of organizations and for even individuals who are struggling?
I think for individuals or for even everyone else, as a group or organization, uncertainty and change is something that we can't control.
Yeah.
But what you can control first is how you think. First, you have to control your emotion.
Yeah.
Because when difficult or challenging thing happens that cause the uncertain, it will actually first hit your emotion. It's your emotion that the one that block your moving forward, your action that you're going to take. Secondly, is your thoughts. Because when you have not managed your thoughts and your emotion, these are the things that actually stop you, that most people got stuck. Because people are not actually stuck with the situation. They're actually stuck in how to respond to it.
Yes.
So just like, when you're stuck in the traffic, what you can control is how you think, how you react. And next, what is your next step?
Yeah.
So these are the three things that you should do in whatever difficult situation, even now in uncertain things. Yeah.
Great advice, Veena. And thank you for being on the show. I know it's just in between two events we are doing this, so we don't have much time. But just to end up, there's one question I ask from every guest of mine. What is that one wisdom which you have acquired over the years, which you like to pass on to the next generation? Something which you are hanging on to as a thread?
That one wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite is always this one, which is the only limit exists are the one in your own mind.
Very nice. Yes.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
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 Please believe in that, because the limit, it's you put your own limit, not, it's you. People can tell you what you can and cannot do.
So you are created actually limitless.
Yes.
But you are putting limits in your brain. Yeah. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Aleena. Thank you very much for being on my show. And
thank you so much for having me. Yes.
Yes.
It was really nice to meet you, and hopefully to meet the rest of the guys in Maldives.
Yes. Hope one day you can come to Maldives. And,
I still remember the scenery of Maldives, even until today, because there's one of the places that I work.
No, the pictures, right?
Yeah, no, because it's still in my mind. The clear blue water, the white sand,
All right.
And the water is just so clear that even when people are snorkeling or diving, you can still see.
Yes, yes. Without snorkeling, you can see.
No, yeah, you can see from the
Yes.
top.
All right.
And I still remember back then when I was a
Yeah,
student,
yeah,
actually
yeah.
having those pictures on my desktop.
Desktop. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a beautiful place.
Inshallah, one day you'll be able to.
Inshallah.